Series of corruption investigations in Kenya in recent years. The High Court in Nairobi has allowed the Director of Public Prosecutions to continue prosecuting former Cabinet Secretaries Michael Kamau and Ngilu over corruption allegations revealed in the infamous list of shame. The two had challenged their prosecution, arguing that at the time of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission recommended their prosecution to the DPP, the anti-graft body was not properly constituted since it did not have a chairman and commissioners. The High Court ruled today that the issues raised by Ngilu and Kamau can only be determined by the trial court, as it is the right forum to determine the credibility of the evidence presented in court in acquitting or convicting them. The court has, however, ruled that President Uhuru Kenyatta's order to investigate those in the list of shame within 60 days was unconstitutional. The three-judge bench said every person, including the president, ought to respect the independence of the constitutional offices and that he should not have given such directions without taking into consideration the magnitude of investigations involved. This story is the basis of our big question discussion tonight. We ask you, do you support the High Court's decision that the case against Ngilu and Kamau should proceed? Tell us what you think. SMS your yes or no opinion to the number 22155. That is our SMS line. On Twitter at Ben_Kitili at KTN, and that's KTN Kenya. The hashtag is KTN Prime. And those two names are not the only names that were in that list of shame. Let's take a look at just a few of the other names that were in that particular list of shame that was given by President Kenyatta to the EACC. Charity Ngilu is the former Cabinet Secretary in charge of lands. She allegedly instructed valuers to inflate the value of the Waitiki land in the South Coast to buy 110 million. That was why she was in that infamous list of shame. Let's take a look at what had happened to the former Cabinet Secretary in charge of transport, that is Michael Kamau, who's also involved in this latest move by the High Court. Allegedly looked the other way, allowing embezzlement of funds in the county of Bungoma during the construction of a road project in the county of Bungoma. That is why he was in that infamous. Let's take a look at the former Cabinet Secretary in charge of Agriculture, Felix Koskei. In the list, he was in the list for allegedly giving permits under the table to table sugar to some sugar importers. That is the former Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Felix Koskei. Let's take a look at one more. That is Evans Kidero, the governor of the county of Nairobi. Alleged procurement irregularities put him in hot water. That is in some 4.6 billion shillings memorandum of understanding with Futon East Africa. Those are just some of those names in that infamous list of shame. And the big question on the minds of Kenyans is if the High Court did indeed agree with with Michael Kamau and Charity Ngilu that the EACC was not properly constituted, why then are the cases allowed to proceed? And what happens to the cases against the other individuals in that infamous list of shame?